So want to know how I was able to cut the cost per application and call for my private clients by up to 70% over the last several months. It's a concept that I actually learned from my mentor called function over form. And give me the next couple of minutes and I'm actually going to walk you through that process and how I used his function over form framework to dramatically lower the cost for not only booked calls, but also the cost per application for my clients who are using a book a call funnel. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Laurel Portier. I am the owner of adcoachingfor7.com, where I have now trained over 6,000 coaches, consultants, and service providers on how to launch $5 and $2 ads to scale their business beyond 7 figures. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how I was able to dramatically lower the cost for my private clients when it comes to not only getting booked calls, but also applications. And so the first thing that I want to explain is the function over form. Okay, let me explain what that actually means, because a lot of you guys are actually doing form over function. Okay, let me actually grab this really quick. So this is a little tripod that you can bend and do all kinds of fun things with, right? Let's say that I drop this while I'm shooting a video and this screw right here pops out. Now, form over function would tell me that I need to go out my office door and walk down to the hardware store and buy a screwdriver in order to fix this. Function over form would tell me that I could walk 20 feet that way into my kitchen and get a butter knife. Why? How dare people call me while I'm doing a Facebook Live? No, I'm just kidding. But function over form, like I was saying, would tell me that I could just walk right there to my kitchen and grab a butter knife and screw it in, right? That works. And so my very first sales funnel was a Facebook Live to a Google Doc to a Zoom call and to a PayPal link, right? A lot of gurus want you to think that you need to do form over function, meaning you should get a funnel and you should build a webinar and you should do all of these different things, okay? Now, I am going to say this, okay? What I'm about to show you guys is something that applies to a lot of my clients who, one, don't have a large budget in ad spend to spend, but here's the thing. A lot of my clients who are spending $30,000, $40,000 a month are now spending less than $5,000 to get the same result by what I'm actually about to show you, okay? So most of my private clients, whenever they came to me, which by the way, this was a big improvement because industry standard for booked calls is typically about $150 to $200. A lot of people don't tell you that, right? And so of course, whenever you are just starting out, most of you guys probably can't spend $150 to $200 per booked call. Now, what gets really expensive is whenever you are running something like a VSL or a webinar funnel, right? Yeah, a lot of you guys are raising your hand saying, yep, been there, done that, super expensive, right? Because you have to think, whenever you are first starting out, what should you be optimizing for? Should you be optimizing for leads or should you be optimizing for conversations? I love optimizing for conversations. And by the way, I am far beyond where most newbies typically are as far as like income levels. And still, my number one optimization is conversations. Why? Because conversations are the fastest path to cash. It is why I love having conversations in Messenger versus sending you guys through a sales funnel. I would much rather have a conversation as soon as you guys comment on my video or you send me a direct message. Okay, so here's what everyone is doing. Okay, they're doing form over function, meaning they are driving traffic to a webinar or a VSL, getting people to opt in, and then getting people who watch the entire webinar, a portion of the webinar, to fill out an application. Then they wait and then they book a call, right? Well, if you are a business that needs cash flow, what do you need? Conversations. And so you're putting all of these different things, friction points, right? You're putting friction points in front of the thing that you need to have the most, which is conversations. And so, like I was saying, we want to be completely transparent that this is a strategy when volume is something that you do not have, okay? Whenever people come to me and they are not booking enough phone calls, this is the strategy that I literally take them through, okay? You guys ready for it? It's very, very simple, okay? If I have students who are making less than $15,000 a month, this is where we start them. We do ad, power offer, and we send people either one, straight to an application, or we send them straight to a messenger conversation. By the way, messenger conversations have dramatically lowered the cost per call from $77 to $87 below $20. That is over 70% saved from applications and booked calls, okay? Now, the first one that I was talking about, power offer straight into an application, lowered the cost from $100, $200 per application to being able to actually book those calls within $60, $70. So either way that we do it, right, going straight to an application or a messenger conversation, here's the difference in the way that that flow can look, right? I rather the second one, messenger conversations. And so right now you're probably thinking, well, Laurel, that's going to bring in a lot of volume. Yes, that's what we want. When my students come to me and they're making less than $15,000 a month, I want them to have volume. Why? Because they need to practice having conversations over a Zoom call or over the phone, whichever way that they want to do it, or having messenger conversations. I have students who are literally just closing in Messenger using this exact same method. Now, this is where we're going for volume, right? Because if we look at function over form, we could ditch the entire funnel and optimize for exactly what we need to get, which is more conversation. So why would we put all of these friction points in front of having conversations? My mentor, Nick Peterson, actually had the most brilliant example the other day, because if you go to his website, you click on the Speak to Nick, or I forget which part of the website is, it'll send you to a 404 error. And he will, and so people will like message him and say, hey, Nick, you need to fix that. And he's like, well, if my whole point is to optimize for conversations, function over form, right? Why would he fix that? If people are hitting the 404 error and going directly to him, he's optimizing for conversations. It is doing exactly what he's building it to do. If he wants to optimize for more conversations, why would he fix that? It's bringing him the conversations that he needs to have instead of sending people through a funnel, right? And I just thought that that was really brilliant. And so all of these different things that I keep teaching you guys sound so simple. It is because they are so simple to execute. But a lot of you guys are trying to go form over function, and you're trying to do all these fancy things when really the most simplest things will get you exactly what you want and a lot faster. I have students who are making over $50,000 a month still are not going ad to webinar. They're still going ad to Messenger. They're having a conversation in Messenger, either moving those people directly to a phone call if they qualify, or they're giving them the webinar in the Messenger, but you see how they're having the conversation before. And so that's a way that we can back into, we're micro stepping into a friction point, right? Because I can go, think about this, right? We want friction points when we have too much volume. So think about this. If I am going ad to Messenger conversation and I'm having over 100 Messenger conversations a week with people who aren't quite qualified, in order to get closer to the qualified ones, I can add a friction point, right? Because I'm having too many conversations, I can have a friction point of sending them the VSL before having that second conversation, right? I could do a little intro, ask one or two questions and say, hey, watch this video and then come back and talk to me, right? That's going to create that friction point versus getting people in a Messenger and sending them straight to that phone call, right? So we want to micro step into having those conversations the way that is going to get us the result that we actually want. And so I just wanted to do this video to kind of give you guys just some more ideas on how to optimize what you're doing. A lot of you guys are putting all kinds of complicated things in front of the thing that you need the most. And so I just wanted to, like I said, go live and just kind of maybe show you guys a little way that you could do something that's a lot easier than what you're doing right now. And I hope that this video serves you, because like, this is what me and my clients are doing. And we are having so much fun. Like I am getting, like in my Lean on Laurel program, I have students that are posting, I just booked a call for $3. I just booked a call for $10. Like we are getting some really freaking amazing results by just simply going function over form instead of form over function. And Mr. Nick Peterson, thank you so much for showing me that concept, because like I said, it has not only changed the way that I do things, but it's also changing the lives. It really is changing the lives of my students, because imagine a lot of my students are coming into my Lean on Laurel program. Their business is a side hustle. Because I'm showing them this method of function over form, they're able to quit their jobs. I have one of my students who literally is now able to retire with a coaching business, and he's watching his grandson. It is just amazing. Like that is my favorite type of result. It's not all about chasing more. It's not about making millions and millions of dollars. It's all about getting what we want, guys. And so if function over form will get you to what you want, why do you do all of these other fancy things that are getting you further and further away from what you want? For those of you guys who want more information on the strategy that I just talked about, actually, I'm going to point you to my YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/The Laurel Show and you go to my top videos of 2022 so far, I'm actually going to just give you guys this. So it is the 2 frameworks for the 2 most profitable cold ads that I'm teaching my students. It's right here. It's for free. It's on my YouTube channel. Like I said, just go to youtube.com/The Laurel Show, just like facebook.com/The Laurel Show is this. Watch this video. It's called the 2 frameworks. Of course, there's an ad, but it's called the 2 frameworks for the 2 most profitable cold ad strategies right now. And as always, if you guys want to join my $7 program and get support, 2 live coaching calls a month plus weekly Q&A, go to adcoachingfor7.com, and I will see you guys on the inside.